On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, we are here with the newest member of the Turo fleet, my new 2011 Dodge Durango Fake RT. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today I am here with my new Dodge Durango. This is a 2011 Dodge Durango Crew, a very oddly spec'd crew. If you actually go in and look at crews, they're only supposed to allow like a V6 and a V6 with all-wheel drive. Those are the drivetrain configs. This one is powered by the 5.7 HEMI and all-wheel drive. A very strange spec that somebody ordered, and it's basically loaded, but it has cloth seats. So it's just super weird all the way around. We're gonna go around this thing, show you all through it, but look at that, cloth seats, but a V8 and all-wheel drive. So this is a 3-row family hauler that I bought for Turo, of course, and it's working on getting that listed. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's walk around the outside first. We're starting in the back today. I don't know why. Just touch the handle, power lift gate, backup camera. A little bit noisy there. But hey, the hatch struts sure work. Maybe that's what it is. I bet that hatch strut, there's oil all over it. The hatch strut's shot, and it's making the opener work super hard. Okay, I'll get that replaced. There's no way it would have been one of my cars if that was good. It just made too much noise when I was opening, so it makes sense. So back here in the rear of the Durango, we've got a little button to close the power lift gate. We've got some storage right there. We have this cool thing. This might blow your mind. Old school BMW throwback, a built-in flashlight. Check that out. Now, I don't think it works. Doesn't do anything at all. And there's like a little LED that's supposed to show if it's charging. I don't know what would be wrong with it. It's got little contacts there for the charging base, but it doesn't work. Very cool if it did. Over here we've got 12-volt power, maybe seat belt holder or something like that for when the seats are flipped down. And we have storage right there. This has the Alpine system, which is very cool. Probably the subwoofer and the amp are hiding underneath there. And what do we have here? So there's the jack. There's some new Band-Aids hanging out in here for emergencies. As soon as you open the back, you're looking at the third row of seats. This only has 2 seats in the back, and they're kind of small. Guess they needed to keep the thing narrow, but just hit that and you can flip them down, and to pull it back up, of course, they give you a strap to lift the seats back into position. Rear cup holders on each side. It's nothing like all the new cars that all have USB ports and stuff. Yeah, there's nothing in the back as far as amenities. It's just seats. So you can definitely get 2 people back there, and that is the end of that. Open these back up. It does have a button to release the headrests in the front, so I do think every one of these headrests is power. You can push the button and they should all flip down so you can see out your mirror. Let's close the hatch. Here we go. Very well lit back there too. It lights up the ground. All right, the back seat. Look at that green. This green is just stunning. Beautiful color. And this was by accident. I just stumbled along this car. Power windows in the back, of course. What else would you expect? Some cup holders in the doors. Very simple back seat. They all flip down. What do we have here? More cup holders. Good deal. And right here we've got a 115-volt outlet with, little inverter switch in the front to turn that on and off. Rear climate right there. Rear climate controls right there. Nothing fancy like an Escalade. It's literally hot, cold, and auto. Just temp and fan. Nothing nice. But hey, letting the kids adjust their own temperature in the back solves a lot of problems. Some storage right there. I'm not quite sure what this storage is for. And we've got a little rubber band left over there. It does have WeatherTech floor mats throughout, even in the very back, which is really, that's a nice touch. Those are what, $300? And I got them in the car. When they were taking this to detail, I was like, you better leave all the stuff that's in here. It's got phone mounts, it's got WeatherTechs, it's kind of all set up. And inside the driver's door, we can see that this is just the weirdest of specs. It basically had all the options that existed back in 2011, but cloth seats, no heated seats, only sort of power over there on the passenger side. This one's very power on the driver's side, of course. Power lumbar, the headrests are nice. It's a good seat, but it's not leather, and I think that's why this isn't an RT. It was spec'd as a weird crew, And if he would have just opted for seats, they would have taken this up to an RT, which would have really helped out the resale. Whoever was buying this was not buying for resale. But it all works. I really love the way it came together. There's fuel door open there. And here on the driver's door, we've got memory seats. A nice touch. Again, that's not in base models, so you're weirdly equipped. Here we have our Dodge, I'm sorry, did I say Maserati? I mean Dodge window switches. Here we have another Dodge headlight switch. And of course the buttons on the back of the steering wheel, so you know you're driving a Maserati. These are the older gauges. Right before the changeover to the new, prettier gauges, they work just fine, but they could be better if they were the new ones with the LCD. I know this has an LCD, clearly. I'm talking about the nice color LCD. The old center stack, we were push to start, which is actually super nice. It's got a good key, remote start. I mean, this thing was honestly set up pretty well. And navigation, aux in, USB, a very workable radio, auto climate. You can set the rear climate from here too. And we've got a good complement of switches here on the center stack. Traction off, tow haul, emergency flashers, there's the inverter, and parking sensors, and that is the rear headrest flip. Let's see if it'll do it. All right, car coming on. One more on, here we go. Watch this, this is a 2011. It just cleared its own warning. Ample storage here. We've got, your phone can sit there. I should throw a wireless charging mat in there. That would make that perfect. Maybe another one down there. Lots of storage down there that's divided up well. There's a 12-volt power outlet right there as well. I had the dealership leave these magnetic things that everyone likes for their phones. That's for like a pop socket, and this is kind of the go-to thing that everyone's doing now. I don't use any of those, but you know what? It seems like everyone else does, so if it's in the rental car, it's set up perfectly for them. Coming on down the console, the shifter, and the all-wheel drive controls. We've got all-wheel drive auto, 4-low, and neutral. Then we've got a console right here with the USB port, a secondary USB port that might be charge only. I'm actually not sure because there's another USB port right behind that cover on the radio. That's probably the media one, which does make me think the one in the console here is just charging. And if you switch the button, you push, go to this button, it opens up the entire console, and there's another 12-volt outlet right there. So you've got plenty of storage, plenty of 12-volt power. Honestly, a 3-row SUV that does everything you want and has some get up and go here. We've got lighted visors, sunroof. The sunroof auto opens and closes. It's got vent, home link, of course. And a really, maybe the coolest feature, if we want to get into the quirks on this thing. If you push this button, it turns on the reading lights. But if you push on the light, it turns on the actual door lights, and they're super bright. You can actually drive with these on, and it doesn't really affect your vision at all. Very nice setup. 2 levels of map light there. This is some old school navigation. It's actually a complete Garmin. So you can see that's the Garmin home screen. It shows you the Garmin logo when it starts up as well. This has the hard drive in it. It can accept DVDs, so you can load pictures and music, all kinds of stuff. You can rip CDs directly to the hard drive, of course. That was a big deal back in the day. Really no one ever used it. Every once in a while I find a car or two that has a few songs on it. It has some phone controls too, but I don't think it has Bluetooth, honestly. I keep looking for Bluetooth settings, but it says phone ready. Oh, look at that. You have to do it all with your voice. You have to pair with your voice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and not mess with that in any way. Okay, I think that was a complete tour of the interior of this Durango. Really the color is just sick. And the fact that it has keyless go and all that good stuff. It was well optioned. You can hear the HEMI under here ticking away like HEMIs do. Well, hey, the hood struts work. I can't be upset about that. LED headlights, mounted the worst possible way. That's the resistor, of course, to make sure it doesn't have a bulb out indicator. But the LED headlights do work very well. It almost looks like they're factory HIDs. These are auto headlights as well, which is definitely one of my favorite features. Don't know what I'd do without them. It does make 360 horsepower and 390 foot-pounds of torque, which sounds like gobs of power for a family SUV, but it's a family SUV, so you definitely do not feel that power. It drives around like it's a half-ton truck because the reality is it's basically a half-ton truck. There's not much else to say about this thing other than I hope it doesn't end up with cam tower failure like HEMIs love to, or it had a nasty tick when I first started it. And all the HEMI owners say that's due to just old oil. If they change the oil, it goes away. A lot of people swear it's high moly, but honestly, I think it's just old oil. I'll probably run a high moly oil in this though, just to make sure it doesn't have any problems in the future. Now, I got this thing home today. I actually bought this sometime last week, and I expected to have it and put it on Turo the next day. The blend doors were bad in it. The driver's side blend door actuator was blowing 90-degree air at me when it was like 70 degrees outside, and I had the AC on. Passenger side worked perfectly, driver's side, no bueno. So, it stayed at the dealership for 5 days while they got those blend doors in, but now that's done. They got that sorted out. I get the car, I go to list it on Turo, and it said, you cannot list your car, there are open recalls. So, this needs the fuel pump relay replaced, which was a recall on these, and then it can actually go on the app, which is gonna be fun because I might have to wait like too long, honestly. So it's going to Tyler Potter's Dodge dealership in the morning because obviously he is the king of Dodge, if you guys watch his channel, and hopefully he can get this knocked out for me real quick. Obviously it's a recall, it's free, no big deal, but the time is what's gonna cost me money. So other than that, we've already got the GPS tracking in it. It's completely ready to go. They detailed it for me, it looks pretty good. Carfax was clean, it doesn't have any accident damage. 116,000 miles, I paid $15,888 for this, I think. They were not making any deals, but I went ahead and took it because it's a weird, cool combo, makes good power, it should run all the time, 3 rows, and brand new tires. There's like 20 miles on the tires, and that's from me driving it from the dealership to here and over to my house. So other than taking the HEMI Durango out for a drive, we just need to take this off. They've got their little dealership sticker on there. I gotta get that off there right now. Obviously this is gonna get ceramic coated as soon as we can. We had it on the books to be ceramic coated Monday because it was supposed to be here days and days and days ago, but that didn't work out. Just about have the sticker off of there. 100% Jake's gonna take some pictures of this with me tomorrow, so we have the best pictures in Wichita, because honestly, pictures are the game changer for Turo. You wanna have the best pictures. People are deciding what they're gonna spend their hard-earned money on and drive around for a week just based off pictures. So make sure they're good ones. All right, let's take this bad boy out for a drive. Also, the Alpine system in it sounds pretty good. I haven't actually heard it with a phone connected directly, so it might sound a lot better, but even on the FM radio, it's pretty reasonable. Driving a 2011 Dodge Durango, all-wheel drive with the HEMI. So, first things first, listen. The tires are outrageously loud. They might be brand new, but they are cheap and they are not good. And cheap, not good tires equal one thing: okay performance and horrible noise. It sounds like a truck on 35s rolling down the road. I bet outside you can even hear the whir of them coming. Super loud tire. Everything else seems to work pretty well. Of course, you heard that turn signal fast flashing. The right rear turn signal bulb is burnt out, and the dealership was like, oh, he'll probably fix that. It's the problem with buying cars from people you know. Don't do that. That's why I try not to sell cars to people I know, because it's always something like that. Oh, he should have fixed that, or oh, he'll take care of that, you know, kind of, no. Weirdly, you can't shift this transmission through the gears. It's an automatic, obviously, but I think in the RT, you can bump it up and down. Yeah, it probably even has paddle shifters in the RT. It only makes sense because it's the sport version. This one, you get no control over it. The car does what it wants, and that's what you get to deal with. But it drives down the road just fine. No lights on the dash other than that turn signal being out. And those LED headlights honestly work very well. Lights up the road like a modern LED headlight. So we're gonna run the Durango out to Mexico here. Give me just a moment to cross the border, and I'll be right back with you guys so we can make a pull. We're gonna do a full 0 to 60 pull. And 3, 2, 1. It's not fast in any way. That took forever. The Maserati Dodge is way faster than that. Anyway, this 5.7 liter Hemi does move this thing around, but it's no race car. It drives exactly like you would expect. You can feel the weight, but the steering's nice and light. It's built to be the family hauler that it really is. It's not pretending to be a sports car. I think the RT probably feels a lot more sporty. It's probably got a remap pedal. It hits harder. Hopefully this, being detuned and not an RT, last forever, because I'm going for reliability here. I don't really care if it's fast. In fact, I'd rather it not be fast, because that should help my tires last forever. There's also a sunglasses cubby and an auto dimming mirror. I figured I should mention those things. Now we are back from driving the Durango. Let's figure out how to change this burnt out tail light. And also, maybe we'll turn on the hazards. I want to make sure I know which one it is. It is the main one. All right, how do we get in here? Wait for the beeping to stop. Looks like we just need a screwdriver to pop those out. Oh, taillight's broken. There's a little cutout there on these Christmas trees, so you can pry them out. We'll just kind of sit there and work it out. You saw that one kind of, it popped right out. So that's the fasteners. Once those are both out, hopefully we can just slide this taillight right out. There's our plastic fasteners that hold in the taillight. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be it. And then you're gonna have to get in here somehow. There's nothing to hang on to, and give it a big yank. So use my whole arm maybe. It's not working. Maybe we can get a screwdriver back behind this. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so now I can get my fingers behind the plastic. Wow! Why is it so stuck? Who did this? Okay. This doesn't look very burnt out to me. I hope it's not a bad socket or bad wiring. This one was in the bulb stash. I'm not actually sure that it's good, but let's just throw it in here and see if that fixes it. There we go. That was it. It's just a bad bulb. So, kind of wiggle it into position there. I think that's it. Give it a good push to lock in those tabs back there, and put the fasteners back in. Should be good to go. Okay, that was a quick fix, and it's actually a bulb from another car that was just sitting in there. I can't really complain because it cost me $0. All right. Back on the road. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully it comes back from its recall service like tomorrow, and everything gets updated immediately, and it's ready to go out on the road and make some money, because if they're sitting, they're not making money. It's been fun so far, and I hope it continues being fun. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjargo.com for cool shirts not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. And here's some video of the R8 leaving as well.